You hear the word war, what kind of feelings that come to your mind?
Feelings.
Feelings or idea, thoughts,
Feelings don't come to my mind, they come to my gut
heart?
and my heart, yes.
Yeah.
Thoughts, well, war achieves nothing positive in the long run, except when you have to fight to defend yourself. I can understand that, a nation or an individual. It's a terrible waste of humanity, and war is conducted by a minority of powerful, manipulative people, and the mass of the ordinary people are just, doesn't matter which side they're on, they are the victims.
Why do you think they are fighting? Why do you think the powerful people are conducting that?
Well, in part it is often to cement their own power. We look at Netanyahu in Israel, and yes, there was a terrible provocation that we could understand their reaction, and that was justified, but the perpetuation of that war is predominantly about hanging on to power for Netanyahu, not going to jail, not standing trial.
And about money.
More collectively, I think we've heard this stupidity of Nampi Jimpa Price anti-Indian comments recently, and we've got anti-Aboriginal stuff, anti-migrants protests. There's two key factors. They are so obvious. Ignorance, fear. So not knowing, ignorant, not knowing the other, the culture, the language, and then out of that not knowing comes fear. You know the term xenophobia? No, a Greek word, xeno, phobia, fear of the other, fear of the different. A nation like Australia always has had an undercurrent of xenophobia because, just logically, geographically, island state, isolated from the rest of the world, the Anglo-Celtic who came here and think it's their country, bullshit, they're fearful of and ignorant of anyone else who's different or looks different.
Fear of the unknown, probably.
Yeah.
What kind of leaders do you think the world needs more of right now?
I think they need a vision.
Vision?
A vision for the whole of humanity, not for a little team. You're not leading a football team. You can't just think about your own team. It's about the whole world. It's about nature. A vision that is kind of large and open and encompassing and embracing, and a quiet strength and a capacity to listen to the other.
I agree.
To people it's most important to listen to the ones we don't agree with or we don't seem to understand.
If you think if leaders come into a room and listen to each other, we can solve these conflicts and come into agreements, much better ones.
Look, the potential is there. Of course, when you hear yourself say that, it's also very simplistic and naive. But the only real lasting solutions have to do with sitting down and talking with the other and negotiating and hearing and some kind of compromise, some basis of respect for those who are different from us.
I have a question. When we find someone for a job, we look for qualifications, right?
Yes.
But when we're going to elect, we have the power to elect leaders. When we're going to elect leaders, why don't we ask for qualifications from them? Do we need qualification from leaders, do you think?
Not a particular university qualification, no. Life qualification. People who've learned from their life experience and opened up rather than closed down into fear. It's very easy to manipulate people to go for the gut.
Through media.
Any form can be spoken in a mass meeting, can be through social media, can be through media, metaphoric images, whatever.
Do you think if more leaders practice mindfulness, we would see fewer conflicts? Do you think we can see a change?
Look, by definition, yes, because to be mindful is actually all the things that I've been talking about. But wouldn't you also agree that leadership is also about power, about a need or a wish to control, and this can be both healthy and unhealthy.
But do you think if we be mindfulness and we connect to ours, we feel the power within ourselves? Like most leaders don't feel the power within themselves, so they look the power outside from them,
Yeah,
from the outside
yeah,
world.
Very good point. I would call that, I just a young man, 75 years of age. I'm still working. I work in schools with
great.
leaders, principals, deputy principals, leaders,
That's wonderful.
as a coach,
As a coach.
helping them develop, okay? And one of the things I talk a lot with them about is developing our inner observer,
Inner observer.
right? So that's the capacity both to be observant of other people, but especially of ourselves. That is to be able to step aside and look at ourselves in a situation,
That's true.
right? That's really quite mindful, isn't it?
That's true.
And of course, this is what we need from our leaders. It's extraordinary, mind-blowing how limited most of the people in leadership are. They're very limited human beings. They're hooked on this power thing. In our politics in Australia, I'm sure it's the same in India.
I'm from Sri Lanka.
You're from Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Oh, great. My neighbours are from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
It's kind of short-term, no vision, no sense of direction, no core values really.
Yeah.
It's about winning the next election.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
that matters. For fuck's sake, seriously.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
So they need more money to work for the next election, so
Yeah, but
they
only
use
to
this
be
power.
elected.
Yeah,
The end is to be elected.
elected. Yeah,
It's not for the sake of the country or the state or the locality.
yeah. So when they
Look,
elect,
it's a very cynical view I'm expressing, I know. There are good ones and it's more than that, but
yeah,